Hi, I'm Ben. Welcome to my book corner. We have another tag video today, and once again, I'm stealing content ideas from Kevin over at Kevin Towles Reads. Sorry, not sorry. If you haven't checked his channel out already, I will link it down below. Go give it a check. Phenomenal channel. Go give him some love. This was originally created by Jake at the Bookish Drummer, and this is the Would You Rather book tag. 10 prompts. This should be a super quick one. With this being me, it probably won't be. Number 1. Would you rather... Let me just change that. Would you rather be able to reread your favourite book once every 10 years, or be forced to read your least favourite book once a year? I would rather only be able to reread my favourite once every 10 years. I do not reread books very often. There's at least 5 years between a reread normally. Generally, there's longer. So that wouldn't really affect me. And realistically, if I hate a book, I don't want to read that ever again. Number 2, would you rather be forced to get rid of all your books by your favourite author, or get rid of your entire library except your least favourite author? Oh. I would rather get rid of all the books by my favourite author, because that's 5% of the books that I own. That's it. Doesn't say you can't buy them back at a later date or buy alternative versions later on, but it would pain me. But on saying that, I'm not going to keep my least favourite author. Why would I? It seems like a terrible idea, especially if you reread books. Number 3, would you rather only be able to read very short books under 300 pages, or very long books? So I hadn't realised this, but since I started booktube, I have been hitting shorter books. On average, last year, it was 258 pages a book. The year before was 244. And that isn't normal for me. Normally, I've read longer books. And this year, I am reading a lot of longer books. So I would rather read long books, to be honest. That's just me. Number 4, would you rather your favourite series get a terrible adaptation or never be adapted? So some of my favourite series have already had adaptations, which I don't really care for. It depends on what you mean by terrible. If you mean objectively bad, then I would rather them never get an adaptation. If it's something that I would think is bad but fetches a new audience in and gets them reading the books, that's a different question. But for me, I'd rather them not get an adaptation. Number 5, would you rather an unfinished series have a terrible ending or remain unfinished forever? I would prefer it not get finished. I hate it when something tarnishes the legacy, especially if there's been a long period between the last book and the one before it, because you have that build up and wait for ultimate disappointment. And the thing that really sours me on books is when they don't stick the ending properly. So I'd rather it never get a true ending. Number 6, would you rather cut your reading time in half or your book buying budget in half? My book buying budget, which I don't have, I just buy books. But there's always places to get books cheaper. There's always the libraries. There's always places. So I'd rather cut my book budget in half and not my reading time, realistically. Because at the end of the day, if you cut your reading time in half, potentially you might just end up cutting your book budget in half as well. Maybe. Unless you're like me or Jenny Parks, who just buys all the books. Number 7. I don't like this one. Would you rather be forced to listen to audiobooks at 3 times speed or listen to audiobooks at half time speed? Now, look. I am not a patient person. Okay? So, listening to a book on half speed would be like torture to me. On saying that, listening to a book on 3 times speed would be like being attacked by a group of angry chipmunks. So I hate both of these options. When I listen to audiobooks, I don't really go above 1.5 speed. Ever. Very, very rarely. But I don't listen to that many audiobooks. So realistically, I'd go for 3 times speed here, because then at least the pain's over quickly. Number 8, would you rather only be able to read physically or only be able to listen to audiobooks? Just covered that in the last one. I don't really consume that much in the way of audiobooks, so for me, I'd prefer to read physically. Number 9, would you rather be stuck reading a mix of 3 and 4 star books or read a mix of 1 and 5 star books? I don't put many books as 1 or 5 stars. So again, this is a bit of a no-brainer to me personally. I'd rather go for 3 and 4 stars, which is where most of the books that I read fall for me personally anyway. You have a level of consistency there. Nobody wants to read terrible books like that they don't like ever. That just feels, it doesn't feel like the payoff is there. Now, on saying that, if it's 10 5-star books and 1 1-star book, then that's a different conversation. But realistically, it won't be that. I'm assuming a 50-50 split. Give me the consistently good, rather the inconsistently brilliant and awful. And number 10, would you rather only watch your favourite booktuber or watch everyone besides your favourite booktuber? This again is an easy one. I don't have a favourite booktuber. I have like a group. But I wouldn't sacrifice everyone for one. I'd rather have the whole plethora of options, and also my preferences change. So there we go. That is my 10 answers for the Would You Rather book tag. If you enjoy this video and you do this tag after watching it, please tag me in it so I can watch your answers as well as the creator of the tag, so they can see their work getting around. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all very, very soon.